Welcome to the kitchen table, where the jankiest Magic the Gathering decks battle it out for glory, but most of all for your viewing pleasure. And to make it even extra fun, we have a little leaderboard, where the winner will win a Modern Horizons 2 Collector Booster, thanks to our partner CARDMARKET. To participate in this leaderboard, there's only one thing you need to do, and that is predict the winner of the next match and leave it in the comments below. We will announce the next match at the very end of this video, so stay with us until the end. But now sit back and relax, and let's ask Bram which two decks will enter the arena this time.
This time we'll have a 5-color control deck battle it out against some angry red dragons. So let's have a look at the decks. The 5-color wizard GARTH One Eye will take us into the Maelstrom with a Maelstrom Archangel, a Maelstrom Nexus, lots of 5-color stuff, and of course this asks for a Scion of Draco, a Collective Restraint, because we have a domain team with 5 colors. There's also General Ferrous and a lot of removal. On the other side of the corner, in red, Sarkhan Fireblood and his dragons. We see some dragon removal like Spitflame, a dragon support card called Dragon Lord Servant is also there to make the dragons cheaper. And talking about dragons, we have big ones: Thundermaw Hellkites, Dragon Queen, Lotless, and of course Dracuset Maw of Flames are just a few names among all those red dragons.
Fight!
Interesting match, 5-color control against dragons, and of course we need some Dragon Shield sleeves for that. Nice Dragon Shield art sleeves this time to protect our Glory Bringers, to protect Roast, a nice removal spell killing non-dragons, non-flying creatures. And I also see some lands, Thundermaw Hellkite and scores of Valkas. On the other side, the 5-color control deck, and we see Putrefy as our first removal card, then a nice Evolving Wild. We see also some ramp cards, more land, and the last card is Utter End, so 2 removals and some ramp. We jump straight into the game on turn 3. This time there's already a Dragon Lord Servant, there's another one, first attack, and it's 1920 for the dragons. 4 mana available. That means of course that there is this annoying enchantment coming. 4 mana stepped Collective Restraint. That means that dragons now have to pay 4 mana to attack, and when all basic land types are out there, even 5 mana. Great defensive card against those dragons who like attacking, and they can do so with a Dragon Tempest. Flying creatures get haste, and dragons, when they enter the battlefield, they deal X amount of damage when X is the number of dragons on the battlefield to a player or to a creature. Here is Sakura Tribe Elder getting the ramp on. And then we head back to the land of the angry dragon, and he's really angry because there's this Collective Restraint. Here's Sarkhan Fireblood. This one is also angry, comes into play with 3 loyalty, and for the +1 it can add 2 mana or discard a card and draw a card. And because there's not a lot of threats on the battlefield, this removal spell is being discarded and a land has been drawn. Back now to GARTH, although GARTH is not around. Sakura Tribe Elder has been sacked. There is that 5th land, a mountain. The domain is complete. And we now head back to the land of the 5-color control player. This game is really interesting. I have no clue which deck is the strongest. I have no clue about the matchup either. I see that the 5-color control deck has a lot of lands and is now tapping some lands. Tapping 4 lands for Utter End, exiling Sarkhan. So he planeswalks away, not to come back. And now we see some more mana tapped for Scourge of Valkas. And that's a flying creature with the similar effect as the Dragon Tempest. So 2 damage has been dealt because there's 1 dragon on the battlefield. The Scourge of Valkas, of course. So this way the dragon deck can still do some damage against that 5-color control deck. And that deck is great on defense, of course, with Collective Restraint. Now we're going to add a companion to our hand, Giganta the Wellspring. That's a 5/5 and you can tap it for 5 mana of all the different colors. We call it Wooburg. And here is Glorybringer. Now in response we're going to see a Putrefy being played on Scourge of Valkas. And then still some damage from the Dragon Tempest. Back to the 5-color control player now. Oh, that's an interesting card. Bring to Light. That means now we can search a spell, a creature, a sorcery, an instant of converted mana cost 5 or greater. I see GARTH pull to the front. But I also see Niv Mizzet Reborn. That's a 6/6 flying dragon. And when it enters the battlefield, we reveal the top 10 cards. And for each color pair, we can choose one and then put it into our hand. And color pairs are, for example, green and white or green and black. And let's see, we have Nature's Chant. We also see Farm Market. We also see Gretchen Titchwillow, so that's already 3 cards. There's an adult gold dragon, that's a 4th card, and Philat World Sculptor, a 5th card, so 5 cards are drawn. Nature's Chant takes care of the Dragon Tempest, and the dragons, they have a problem because the control player has 7 cards in hand. There was a Desert of the Fervent. And that turn was paused. Afraid of Niv Mizzet, but also still with some tricks. Niv Mizzet attacks. We have a block from the Glorybringer. Now, before damage, the dragon player is playing Spitflame. But then here is Farm Market as a response, destroying that blocking Glorybringer. And maybe the dragon player could play it a little bit different, keeping the Spitflame, but it will come back. Meanwhile, Ley Line Prowler has been played, Haven of the Spearing Dragon has been sacked to get Scourge of Valkas back with Spitflame. That's also coming back, and Rose takes care of the Ley Line Prowler. Fast pace here, I hope you can still follow. I can still see dragons with 2 cards in hand and Niv Mizzet on the board of the 5-color control player. He's still at 15, dragons are still at 20, but I think that's going to change very fast. The draw is fire and ice. And the control player, he has a lot of options, a lot of mana available. But first the attack from Niv Mizzet, 6 damage. He already drew 5 cards, and now Maelstrom Archangel, another 5/5. The big hitters are coming, and together with Gretchen Titchwillow, not a big hitter, a halfling druid that can draw some cards. Back to the dragons now. They are now at 14. Now they still have some nice dragons in hand, but they still need to do a lot of damage. The Dragon Shaman, or the Dragon Speaker Shaman, is the draw. Here is Thundermaw Hellkite. 1 damage to each flying creature. And we're going to tap those other flying creatures. And then Spit Flame takes care of the Angel. Really nice play. Now, no attack is possible because of the Collective Restraint, so the control player keeps everything under control. With Niv Mizzet still around, but now the Dragon player also has some defenses. Let's see what's going to happen. Here is Giganta the Wellspring, 5/5. And then tapping that Hellkite and attacking with Niv Mizzet for 6 damage. Back to the dragons. What is the draw? A land. Now maybe it's time to start attacking. Paying some mana. Paying the tax for the Collective Restraint. And 5 mana means 1 dragon can attack. And it's Scourge of Valkas. And he's also been pumped. Meaning some additional damage. A forest is the draw and the play for the 5-color control player. Giganta the Wellspring is now tapped for 5 mana of different colors. And here is Fusion Elemental. That's an 8/8. And here's also Adult Gold Dragon with haste. Lifelink, a Worldly Council is played. We're going to look at 5 cards and take 1. I can see a removal spell. So it's going to be the removal spell. And now an attack from Niv Mizzet. Is the dragon player going to 2? Yes, he's taking the damage. He's going to gamble. Because dealing 7 damage with the Collective Restraint, that is going to be hard. Here is Opportunistic Dragon. He enters the battlefield with Scourge of Valkas. That's 3 damage. And there's still 1 attack possible. Because 5 mana is open. But then the Scourge can't be pumped anymore. And there's still a dragon that can block. Now Spit Flame has returned. And that will take care of the Adult Gold Dragon. But no attacks possible anymore. So dragons on defense, on 2 life. What an exciting game this is. It's a real nail biter. And dragons, they have long nails, so hopefully they can bite for some time. But it's going to be very hard. They only have 1 card in hand, just a measly 2/2. And now the control player, playing 5 colors, needs to find a solution. There is still a nice removal spell in the hand of the control player. Justice striking. That Scourge of Valkas taking care of the non-combat damage source. And now an attack is coming with some big creatures, putting the pressure on. So the attack is coming, and I think Giganta, the 5/5 and the Fusion Elemental, that's a 8/8. They both take care of those 2 goblins. And they still keep Niv Mizzet behind to block 1 of those dragons. So it's going to be the next turn, and the dragons, they just need a miracle. Another card is drawn from Gretchen. And then Nylea's Presence, another card is drawn. And now the last turn for the dragons probably. They still need to deal 4 damage. They are going to look for a miracle. Because Collective Restraint is keeping those dragons at bay. Whoa, it's a Draconic Roar. I can't believe it. Because this one deals 3 damage to target creature. But if there's a dragon, that's 3 additional damage. And there's a Desert Throne in the face of the control player.
KO.
Unreal match.
So this was this week's match. Check out the community tab of this channel to find out where you are in the leaderboard, or learn how you can join the leaderboard by clicking on this link here. But most importantly, predict who will be the winner of the next match and leave it in the comments below. And Bram will tell us now which 2 decks will battle it out in the next epic match.
Next match we're going to have a bunch of bears fight a bunch of minotaurs. Leave in the comments below who you think will win, and as always keep it casual.